the psychic gifts. So the moon wants you to, it's a state of transformation, moving from one state to the other. And in my tradition, I'm also a minister, and our theology talks about there's a correspondence to everything in the Bible of a spiritual truth. The moon is, because it's a reflection of the sun energy, represents the faith in the divine. Because that's what the sun represents, is the divine. So the moon is a reflection of that. So you have a constant, there is always a light. Even in the midst of darkness, there is always a light to look to. And those are your psychic gifts. So then I asked, well, how does she respond to the moon? What is it that she needs to look at as far as using this as your psychic gifts? And I got the King card reversed, which is man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. Yes, I've been sitting here looking at this card as Brenda's been talking, so it's just been fascinating how it affirms what's been going on. But what's interesting is that what they really wanted to highlight is that it's things relating to law and justice. That it does get confused with that male energy, but how male energy has used it thus far has been a twisted story. But what they want you to do with that moon energy is to take it to things that those laws, the justice, the equilibrium, that's using that faith, that light in the darkness for the highest possible good. And once you go through any healing that you need to, and then then I drew from the Ascended Masters, who would guide you in this process of transforming this relationship with the moon. And it's Hilarion, not hilarious, but Hilarion is an Ascended Master who governs health and healing.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you wanted to heal this, you have to, as far as separating the dad's energy, or the definition of your dad, often the moon energy, then I would definitely tell you that you would go to MWReveal.com, go to Healing Tools, look under Hope Therapy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to watch the video and read the instructions, and your code is going to be R2D. R is the right wrist. Hold in the second position in your pulse point. Oops, good. And then you're going to push in deep. Okay, so then you'll then put your pointer finger in the palm of your hand, and then you're going to place that palm on your forehead and your hairline. And then you're just going to allow yourself to think and to feel about how you know that energy that's bullying you, how it feels like it's pushing or attacking or trying to force you into doing their dream. You literally feel how it pushes. And then as you focus on it and stare at it, because I really feel that it's in your line of sight, which means, like right now we could do something, because it would be separate healing. Would you like to play with me just for a minute and do some kind of healing?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what I want you to do, because I still want you to do R2D, because it's based on a feeling and how you know it, but what I also see is it's in your, like I said, line of sight. If you were to choose the bullion of your father, which eye would you look at? Look through, I should say. You're going to look through just one eye. Which eye would that be when you stare at the bullion? Well, it can be, but in this case, it's how you chose to have a dominant way of looking at the world. So if I ask you to cover up the left eye and you're looking through the right eye, and you're only looking through the right eye, and you feel and understand the bullion, what number? Give me a high number. I mean, would you see that bullion come at you, and would it be a strong number, like a 10 or higher? And you have to... A 4. Okay, so, and now that we know that number on that side, now take and put your hand on the other eye. Okay, now look through and see everything that you just looked through the one eye. Now look through the other and stare. What number is that?
I don't see it. I feel
Well, for instance, if you know the topic of what we're looking at, what happens with the eyes is that without realizing it, it's like when I'm looking at my husband, I'm using more of my right eye to stare at him than my left eye. And now if I cover up my left eye, you know, I can see a difference in the way the emotion is when I'm looking at him. Because I had done this before. Like when I was angry with him, I then went, okay, so I covered up my right eye, and my left eye was like, it's a big fat 8. And it's like, ah! So then when I covered up my left eye and looked through, it was there, but it was like seething. And then, but I looked at that, and that was a 10. I thought, oh, that's the one I got to heal. So then I did the eye switching, which is what I'm trying to do with you right now. And that simply is...
Were you saying bullying?
B-U-L-L-Y.
Okay, there was a question, so yes.
Bully and bullying, yes.
Okay.
So, literally, if you understand to cover one eye and really just concentrate looking through just that one eye, you know, so you're not going to use both eyes, you're just going to look through one eye. What's going to happen is that... Well, say it. Okay, but right now what I want you to do is I want you to look at the topic and stare at the topic that you, now just, has anybody bullied you in the last week or so?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to choose one eye and to look at that person, and then tell me how you know what bullying looks like, and then give me a number. 9. Okay, which eye? Okay.
My mother.
All right, so you're going to preserve all the positive learnings, and we're going to start to remove and transcend the bullying, which means you're going to start removing it, pulling it out. 1, 2, 3, switch. And you're going to cover up the other eye. Now, uncover, and then cover up the other eye, and then what number do you see it as?
2.
Okay, that's better than a 9. We're going to accept that. So just, you know, just pull out the bullying. And I'm going to say to everybody in the chat room, thank you for calling and coming in. All of you are wonderful, and I'm going to finish this out with this person. And so thank you very much for being here.
I've typed all that out.
Okay, so my dear, what I want you to do is that you said it's a 2. Now I want you to preserve all the positive learnings. And then now I want you to switch eyes. Okay, cover the one and uncover the other. Look at the bullying again. Is the number there? 3. Okay, now that was a very high number, now it's down to a 3. So we're going to preserve all the positive learnings, and we're saying thank you. We'll take the 3 and just start to remove and transcend and let it go, let it go, let it go, and then switch eyes. Cover the one and uncover the other. And then look at the bullying again. What number do you have? Anything left? Okay. Now I feel like you feel safe like this and you don't want to take it down any further. I would like you to just practice doing this on your own. What will happen is literally you can take and get it down to 0. But I feel like you have to have a certain amount of, I have to see people bully me so I can stay safe. Just a little bit. I mean, but again.
Because that's what you've associated with reality to be true?
Yes. And so again, if you can finish taking this out on your own, you just keep swapping back and forth and just checking the numbers and getting it down there. And when it finally feels like that you don't feel anything left, not even a little bit. If it's a little bit, keep doing it until it's gone. But you may have to practice and play with this because this is very strong in you. Okay?
Okay.
But do this and see. And if it pops up with the moon energy, and like if you wanted to look at the moon energy, and ask yourself, do you feel like it's bullying you? What do you feel threatened by? What do you think of? And if anything pops up, don't be surprised, because it could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be anybody. Then do the eye switching until it's out, because you need to get that filter cleared so that you can actually hear and understand the moon energy much better. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Wow, thank you so much.
And thank you, and report back to us sometime, and let us know what's going on, or call us back and have another question.
Especially after the blue moon.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you did too. All right. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Stay blessed.